It's time for our daily dose of Cope, and we have Leo Leopard at the news anchor's desk for the Leopards News Network. There are so many faces being eaten, so many stories coming at us. Let's go ahead and jump into them. So, more motivation. I love it. He always gives us the transition, how it started, how it's going. He says Trump voter has his family business destroyed due to Trump's tariffs. Have the day you voted for Evan. How it started, Evan says, I genuinely do not understand how people can look at gas prices, grocery prices, rent prices, mortgage prices, energy prices, crime stats, illegal immigration, and think, yeah, I'm going to vote for 4 more years of this. If you're voting for Kamala, you're literally dumb. Now, he says this November 2024. Now, here we go with the how it's going. Give it a rating says, how would you rate his second term so far? And Evan says, D plus, if I'm being honest. Tariffs have absolutely destroyed my family's business. Grocery prices are still insane. Epstein cover up is unforgivable. Gas just went up to $3.69 today. Let's be honest for 5 seconds. It isn't as great as we were hoping. I really enjoy that tariffs are tearing these people up because he said he was going to do this in his campaign. So now people are like, what? We're paying it? Here's another one. This is titled, You Voted for This, Now Enjoy the Consequences. This person named Machiavelli says, to the 30 million actual living people who legitimately voted for this demented meat puppet of a globalist commies, he says, vote Trump 2024. He says this on January 11th, 2024. Here is Machiavelli on August 10th, 2025 saying, I just paid over $500 for electric and gas and 50% more for groceries last month. This is effing BS. All our tax money is going to fund Jewish wars while Americans suffer at home. But this is what you voted for, so you're going to have to deal with it. John Deere has been impacted by these tariffs. So along with the dum-dums that are farmers for Trump, all of these industries are going to be impacted. John Deere blames tariffs for $600 million in loss, announces mass layoffs. Trump's first VP, who the Trump crowd wanted to use a guillotine on, says this. John Deere is laying off 238 workers at 3 factories in Iowa. The company said tariffs and lower commodity prices are to blame. Tariff costs in the quarter were approximately $200 million, which brings us to roughly $300 million in tariff expense year to date, says Director of Investor Relations Josh Beal. American companies and American consumers pay the cost of American tariffs. Time to get back to free trade with free nations. And then we get this headline. It says, a deer in the tariff headlights. The farm equipment maker takes an earnings hit and lays off workers. Now, because the farmers have been taking such a hit, they're getting lower prices on commodities. They're getting hit because of tariffs. They're getting hit because of funding that's being pulled. They have less money to spend on things like equipment. There are going to be so many slow-moving tsunamis that are about to hit many different industries, and this is just the beginning. I do want to remind us all that Iowa voted for Donald Trump. This is another how it started, how it's going. This one says, you should have taken all of the crazy stuff he says seriously, Matt. Your mistake was that you didn't. Okay, so let's look at what Matt said. Matt says, one reason I didn't vote for Trump before is that I made the mistake of taking some of the crazier stuff he says seriously. He might have gone along with lock her up chants, but from Russiagate through Jack Smith, his opponents really meant it. It's not that he went along with the lock her up chants. He encouraged it. This is what he really meant. And now he's really coming after his political opponents. It's a good thing you did take it seriously. It's too bad you didn't take him seriously this time around. So this is the how it's going. I don't know if y'all saw this, but Donald Trump is signing an EO prosecuting burning of the American flag. He is creating an executive order. I don't even know if that's constitutional, but that is what he is doing. Matt is like, this is effing stupid. I did talk about this post last week where this man says, so SWAT visited my girlfriend's house yesterday. I talked about that, but I didn't see how the front door had been pushed in. And he says, I'm pro-police inside of his post. Let's go ahead and look at it. Here's the post. It says, my girlfriend had her house raided by SWAT yesterday morning in the southwest area. Luckily, everyone is safe and just her house was damaged, but something needs to change. My girlfriend purchased her house in 2020, and the police were after a guy that used to live there over 5 years ago. This is totally unacceptable, and not only did they SWAT her house, but they SWATted the guy's other former residence. And guess what? Wasn't there either. What a freaking waste of resources, time, and money. Unbelievable. You'd think getting a search warrant would be a bit more difficult, or maybe they check if the person they're after still lives there. Doing this to people's homes, scaring the stuff out of them, and making them deal with the aftermath is some BS. I'm pro-police too, but this is ridiculous. Even just staking the property and verifying the culprit is actually there before busting in. Anything. We're looking at least $25,000 in damages. Once again, this is the door that has been knocked completely off the hinges. But here's the update. It says, update, girlfriend just text. They're not covering any of the damage. I'm beyond furious right now. I can't believe they can do this to people. Does anyone know any good lawyers? And then Space Cricket says, they never cover any of the damage. You won't see a cent from them unless you can successfully sue. It is wild that they're not going to pay for that and that there's so little accountability. But these people who are pro-police don't really push for accountability. Like when we're talking about accountability with body cams and all of that oversight and freedom of information and blah, 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 that's all woke stuff. That's all woke stuff. You can't say that and be pro-police talking about pay for this. Nope, suck it up, buttercup. Okay, so I wanted to get to this. The person who posted this in the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit blurred this person's name and the name of the subreddit, but the whole title was there, so I was able to find it. Now this says, could tariffs be the death of action figure collecting for U.S. collectors? He says, just got the shipment notice for my event exclusive Mayfex Batman this morning. I highly doubt it will cross the border before the 29th, so I'm assuming what should have been a $130 figure after shipping and taxes will probably be more like an over $200 figure after the tariff charge gets applied. This blows. If I could cancel the order, I would, but I've already been charged and it's en route, so I think I'm screwed. But what I'm really worried about now is just action figures in general. I can survive this one-time extra charge, but moving forward, if Mayfex figures are going to cost $200 a piece, it might kill the line for me, which is super sad. I'm a pretty diehard Mayfex collector, and I can't wait for Iceman and Punisher next year. But if they're going to cost $200 per figure, it might just be Iceman for me, which sucks. And I assume this is going to raise the price for all brands, not just high-end imports, because I'm pretty sure all action figures made from overseas, come from overseas in some way. Does this mean Marvel Legends are now going to cost $75 per figure eventually? I hope this isn't the death of action figures, but man, this isn't good. Since I had the title, I was able to search the title. This dude, within the 5 hours since he's posted this, has already deleted his account and deleted this post. Since I had the title, I was able to go over here. Within 5 hours of him posting this, his whole account is deleted as well as the post. So here's what he's saying. Someone took this screenshot. It says, we didn't do anything. Sure, I voted for someone who's making terrible decisions, but I personally didn't make those decisions. And if it were up to me, these decisions wouldn't be made. For the most part, we have two choices when voting. A lot of times you may like certain policies one candidate supports, and you may hate others. There's no universal candidate that I 100% support, and most times when voting is choosing the lesser of two evils. You may get it wrong. To act like this is my fault or anyone that voted for Trump's fault is just ignorance and childish. And then this person responds to him saying, did I say that you personally made those decisions? No, I didn't. Until you decided to volunteer who you voted for, I had no idea which candidate you voted for, if any. It doesn't matter. We, the United States, if you're a citizen, ultimately that's how it works. It's childish and ignorant to pretend otherwise. We are responsible for the direction our country takes and for the actions of our elected leaders because we voted them into office. It doesn't matter that you don't agree with all the decisions. It matters that we, as a nation, decided that these were the people we wanted in charge. None of their decisions happen in a vacuum. None of them fall on the shoulders of a single person, however much we might like to pretend otherwise. If you are feeling buyer's remorse about your candidate, that's on you. I didn't say anything was your fault as an individual. I said we as a nation really screwed the pooch. Our nation is making decisions and other countries are getting screwed by decisions they had nothing to do with. You don't have to hate America or Americans to recognize how that is or maybe how that works. And then this last person says he announced that he was going to do this. You personally deserve these tariffs. The rest of us don't. And that's exactly how I feel about it too. I hope lots of gamers, I hope collectors, I hope all of these people get the day that they voted for. I wanted to get to this comment before I got out of here. Some people say stuff like, I don't do politics. I'm not really into politics. And some people don't vote. But the thing is, you cannot do politics, but politics are going to do you regardless. Luffy says, suddenly you have become very into politics and are becoming more knowledgeable about all issues that affect national, state, and local communities. Suddenly you are encouraging everyone you know to do the same and continue to study, vote, and action. This is your life now. This is my life. This is all our lives. This will be all our lives for the foreseeable future because they're playing us for chumps. They don't care about you, your hobbies, or anything. They're taking your money to line their pockets. Please know and understand that this is going to go on for a while. This is what some people voted for, even though he said he was putting tariffs on everything. So this is literally what these people deserve. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But before I get out of here, let's have a little levity. Let's look at the Sassy Grim Reaper. I opened up my TikTok. I came across this person. Go ahead and, I'm sorry, this is the Grim Reaper, not a person. Go ahead and check this person out and laugh with us.
See, now I gotta get back on this internet and check y'all again. Because apparently y'all listen to psychics more than you listen to reality. Oh, see, now here she go again. Always running that mouth. Peter, never not today, because we are not playing around. You must have thought stuff was sweet because we were down on Earth for 2 weeks, and now that we're back, you aren't used to getting checked. Watch the gate. See, because y'all got me messed up. Because why are you listening to a psychic that says she had beer in her refrigerator? Why do you listen to a psychic and think I'm supposed to do my job based on a psychic? She don't even work here. Sitting here getting in my inbox talking about, oh, well, the psychic said it was supposed to be on the 24th at 8 a.m. Girl, I don't wake up that early for work. And then one of y'all had the nerve to get in my inbox and talk about, oh, well, you're slacking because how does she know when it's going to happen before you do? Obviously, she didn't know. She was wrong. That's like me saying, oh, I want to go ahead and go down to Cracker Barrel and that's like me saying I'm going down to go to, oh, see, the devil knew I was lying. I'm never going to Cracker Barrel. That's like me saying I'm going to the shoe store and I be like, oh, well, the prediction said that the shoes was going to be $3. And I walk in with $3 and then the cashier is like, okay, where's the other $125? And another thing. Oh my God, why are you not done yet? It was so much more peaceful. Peter, if you don't watch that gate, I'm going to come over there. I will touch you. You will be the prediction. I will fulfill that.